Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I'm bringing you today is called Path Out of the Woods. It's a 6x8, and I painted this last week before, recently though, and it went quite quickly, which is, something I like. Not because I'm in a hurry, but really because I'm after, kind of a fresh statement more and more these days. And especially if you spend any time looking at my past work, you can see what I mean. A lot of times I look at my older stuff, I just see there's twice as many strokes there as need to be there, I guess. Anyway, we are working on a piece of MDF. It's been coated with some house paint, and the color is kind of a modified. It's kind of in this maybe a raw sienna sort of space, a little more subdued. Quite a nice color to work on, and I'm real proud of the way this painting came together. It's the kind of scene that I did actually paint it once before, and I painted it like a 10 by 14, I believe was the size of that, and there was the inspiration that came from for that was from the same reference photo as this, but there was no path in that one for one. But there was a cool green kind of thing going, which I carried through into this. This is definitely the inspiration for this painting was just to stay in these cool green, the whole green range. I didn't really even worry too much about plopping tons of red into it, although I can't avoid that entirely. It's just in my DNA. Yeah, and we're working with some burn umber here, and that's pretty typical for me. And it doesn't look to me like I modified it much. Sometimes I can add a little bit of black, especially as the underpainting progresses. Maybe I want to make a little stronger statement. The burn umber can go pretty dark, but obviously not as dark as black, and they work very well hand in hand because the black is quite ivory black. Is what I mean. Is quite cool. And of course, burn umber is quite warm. Not as warm as some colors, but it's warm overall. I would definitely say that's the case. And I like to bring it into the black to just strengthen things. It looks like I did bring in some black here. Yeah, sorry, I should. Well, I don't have a. I certainly don't have a photographic memory, but I can tell you what, I could sit here and watch the members area version of this video, which is going up same day as this 15-minute version, and that would definitely tell me what I did because I'd be telling you. Yeah. I don't often review those intensely, but unless, of course, I'm doing a palette video, which I was hoping to have one of those for you today, but I've got to do a few things on that. Those are just the addition of the palette really creates a lot more work, but I think it's good, especially for people that are curious what's going on with the palette. The underpainting's done, and we are going to start working on the other colors here. And yeah, we're going to go blue. Yeah, a lot of times with when there's just a bit of sky like this, you can see some sky, but it's not. The real subject here is the forest, the dark forest we're coming out of, and we're going into the light. And it's a really popular subject with me. I've been doing it a lot lately, and the path thing is awesome. I was able to kind of interject some sort of path, a bit of an odd path, but a path nonetheless into my reference image, which to me it really makes it. Suddenly, and you can look at my output for the last 6 months and go, well, he really likes paths, and I really do. I like a path because instead of the ground plane being stationary or stagnant, it becomes a place where I can move you into where the action is, which is generally in the middle ground somewhere. I didn't get real nuts with this sky. I didn't do a lot of clouds in there. Just a basic blue gradation, and that really sped things up. That's not something I typically do, but this isn't a very typical painting for me. Other than, yes, it's a forest with a path, and I've been doing a lot of those lately. And that palette demo coming up is going to be another one of those. Just my what I'm into doing at the moment. Now, actually, that is changing a bit because I'm gearing up for the. Hopefully, we'll have some tourists this year, and Yeah, there'll be more trees and seas and things like that. But I feel like this could move too out here. Heck, I don't really know. I know why people like those. If you were to come out to New Zealand, you would see that the trees by the sea is one of the main things that, at least here in the north, that you notice and you go, wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. We're coming in with our real darks here, and that is some black. In this case, instead of a little black into the burn umber, it's a little burn umber into the black, and it's humming up. What's this? The book? All right. Hey, we shipped a couple books out this week, and I'm just so thrilled to do it all over the planet. I can't even list all the countries. A lot to the U.S. and Canada and England, but all over, all over. Yeah, and I'll get it to you too. $60 international shipping's included. I'm holding the line on that. I'm getting ready, near future here to do another print run, and hopefully, if they keep their price the same, I'll keep mine the same. The postage hasn't been going up, as expensive as it is. Yeah. Anyway, check it out if you want to know more about how I paint and the at least my take on the tonalist way of thinking. Now, this painting, would I class it as tonalism? You know, in the sense I kind of class everything I do as tonalism because that's an easy lapel to just tack on things. But this is definitely skirting the line when I go with these real facey lawn type greens. But given the fact of the approach and the underlying and unifying nature of the ground color that we're painting on, I would still say it's tonalism, yeah. And honestly, though, you're welcome to disagree with me because I don't know. These labels don't matter that much. What matters is that we try and make art that we care about and that is interesting, stimulating, if only for us, but hopefully for other people too. You can't just create stuff in a vacuum. I mean, you can, and maybe you'll be lucky, and someone will come in your room after you're gone and discover that pile of paintings under your bed and get your show at the MoMA. It could happen, but you wouldn't even really know because you wouldn't be here. So anyway, I'm sort of talking about this stuff because I was looking for something maybe to talk about in today's video, and I thought, well, maybe I'll look up my old blog, and you can get to all my old blogs through my website. If you click on the blog thing, I was just looking at 2013. There was a pretty big gap between 2013 and 2015 when I got quite interested in video recording my work. And then I started the 100 Days of Tonalism I basically restarted the blog up again. That carried on for quite a while. Yeah, 3 years or so. But increasingly, because I was putting it was like double work. I would be talking, and in a sense, this is a bit like an essay. I am talking off the top of my head, but I usually have an idea of a few things I want to discuss, and either way, it's content. What I was having to do was I was also writing a blog post as well, so I was like double content. It got pretty exhausting, but it is interesting to me, especially looking at the pre-video blogs, which is me sharing in the same sort of way that I'm sharing here and now, except that it was in the the domain of the written word, and obviously sharing my paintings I was up to. And back in 2013, it sure felt like I'd been painting a while, but here it doesn't seem like I was painting very long at all. Here we are, 11 years in the future. But several things were the same. One thing with this was the same was I guess obsession wouldn't be a good word because of all the negative connotations, but if you strip the negative connotations off the word obsession, that would give you a pretty good idea about how I feel about painting and how I feel about being a painter and doing work, And way back when I first started the videos, even before then in the blog, I was always sharing my insights and information to the best of my ability. And I'm a way better painter now. I've learned so much, But even then, I wasn't like I thought I was the greatest painter ever. I was just another guy trying to make a go of it and sharing what I know. And that's one thing that hasn't changed. I'm still just another guy making a go of it and sharing what I know. It's cumulative, and that's one of the reasons why I'm always telling you to paint more, do more, watch less videos. Well, keep watching mine every week. Forget about everyone else. But your time is better spent painting. And trust me, I know, because it can be, especially if you have a regular type of job, you can be a bit fatigued at the end of the day, and you come home, you just want to have your dinner and sit there and take in some maybe YouTube or TV or whatever, But I would encourage you to have a place, maybe that kitchen table. If you have any of the place, have a place. One of the seats at the table is where you paint, and have your easel there. If you finished a painting, have a new board there ready to go, and have your paints easily accessible so that you don't have to make a major effort to get your hands on them. Like I have a little fridge in my studio where my paints are always kept. And they're there, and the fridge keeps them from drying out a little bit. It slows that down quite a lot, actually. That's a tip for you. And you can get these small fridges; they're not that expensive. Yeah, but either way, in fact, if you're the type of person that maybe has issues with getting yourself up and motivated to work, and you don't have like a place for your palette, just have your little palette there and your tubes of color. I'd just make it a limited palette, okay? So you can squeeze those 6 colors out real quick. You have some reference handy, and then just sit down and make that painting. I know you're tired. It's okay. It's all right. You'll be less tired after you start working, and then you'll start to say, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. I'm really glad I didn't just waste yet another evening. I'm so glad that I'm doing something, because I feel better. I feel better about myself and my life, and I don't feel so hopeless. Now, why would it be that a painting would give us hope? Well, does the world need it? I'll be honest with you, probably not. But I think God does. I think the universe does. Whatever your conception of that is, it's got to happen. And same thing goes for you. You need to be here, and you need to be doing something. You can't just be spectating your life away, for several reasons. Yeah, maybe no one will care about what you do, and that's all right. That doesn't matter as much as you doing something, because if you do something, you will, and especially if you keep at it, you'll get better. And if you get good enough, people will notice, and they will want your work in their homes, and they will want to engage with you. This is a topic for another video, though, because really what I'm talking about is that you need to do something. And even if you, like I say, you got this regular job and you're tired and things are wearing on you, it's not very, and I hear that all the time. Oh, oil painting's so expensive. No, it's not. A few tubes of paint will go for painting after painting, especially at this size. You could do hundreds of paintings with those few tubes of paint to get some little boards or canvases or what have you. Yeah, the main expense is going to be your time, but trust me, if you do it, and maybe you did it yesterday or the day before and you felt really good about yourself, but it's the same struggle. It's the same struggle every day, because you're faced with a life full of things you don't want to do all the time. And funny enough, though, the time we do have left to do things we want to do, we often waste it. We just fritter it away in meaningless activities, either just zipping around on the social medias, or the ultimate time suck and waste is the video games. I just think that, granted, a lot of artists make their living there, and I think that's a blessing, obviously, since artists got to eat as well. Speaking of, hey, if you got any value out of this video, pop on over to my site. I got several donations this week, and I really appreciate that. It really helps me out a lot. Helps me, keeps me in art supplies and occasionally gas in my tank and things like that. Anyway, thanks for watching this video and listen to me burble on. Hopefully you got something out of it. And yeah, turn off this video. Go make a painting. It doesn't even matter if it's a good painting. That doesn't matter. You'll still feel good. You'll feel good about yourself if you do. Yeah, you will. Anyway, until I come back with another video for your edification, hopefully for your edification and enjoyment, do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones. God bless you and your family. Stay out of trouble and fight the power.